is fundamentally the most important thing for mental health and physical health. Wound healing, recovery from injuries, testosterone, libido, metabolism. I mean, it's just, I would place it right up there in the top 5. Yeah, those little things, especially getting sunlight in your eyes early in the day. I always say like 5 to 10 minutes minimum without sunglasses, and you do not stare at the sun. You just kind of face in the general direction of the sun.
Sure.
It's fine to blink. Glasses and contacts are fine. And on an overcast day or a really cloudy day, you want to do that more, not less. That's where a lot of people get confused. More, not less. So maybe 10 to 20 minutes or 20 or 30 minutes. And skateboarders are probably getting out a bunch during the day. Whether or not they're getting up early or not is a different story.
Right.
And then in the evening, 10 p.m. onward, try and just dim the lights down. It's not a problem to watch a movie or be on your computer or phone, but just dim it way down and just really try and not get blasted with bright lights, because that disrupts a bunch of things, melatonin and your sleep signals. It really is not good. The thing I've been doing lately that I learned from my friend Rick Rubin, who is really into light. We love talking about light, sunlight, and all this. Is you can buy. You don't have to even buy one of the fancy red lights. Those have their use, but they're pretty expensive, relatively speaking. You can just like order online or go and get the red party bulbs, and you put those next to your bed. And so if you have red light on in the evening, you can still read, you can move about, and it is so relaxing. Your transition into sleep will be so much easier. Your sleep is so much deeper. If you wake up in the middle of the night, you switch it on, you don't get this increase in these stress hormones from the red light that you do from other things. So during the day, you want sunlight as much as you can. Bright light, all these bright lights that we're getting beamed with right now. Great, because it's early day. And then in the evening, just dim it down, red lights, and you'll feel so much better.
Well, I was going to ask you too, because a lot of people have these the color LEDs that they put on, and they do a little pink room or whatever. Is that
Yeah,
decent?
you can start playing with different wavelengths of light. I think during the day, you really want sunlight. That's the goal.
But
even
night,
through
though.
cloud cover, and try to not do it through a window or a windshield. And if you've been working indoors for a while, you're on the computer, you're editing or doing whatever, get outside every few minutes, every few hours, and get a little blast of sunlight. I mean, it sets in motion so many things through the neurons in your eye that they connect directly to this area of your brain called the hypothalamus, that in turn releases all these chemicals and hormones that create alertness, immune system function during the day, and they set this timer on sleep so that it makes it much easier to fall asleep at night. People, actually, there's a recent paper that was really cool that was out of Seattle, University of Washington in Seattle, showing that people actually stay up much later in the winter months, which makes no sense. The sun's going down earlier in the winter months, right? Why? Because they're on artificial lighting late into the evening, and then they're getting up later and they're not getting enough sunlight, especially up in Seattle. So even if you live in Seattle, you want to make an effort to get outside as much as possible, especially on overcast days. If it's hailing or it's a blizzard, all right, maybe you stand under an overhang or you skip a day. And if you skip a day, no big deal. But this is fundamentally the most important thing for mental health and physical health. Wound healing, recovery from injuries, testosterone, libido, metabolism. I mean, it's just, I would place it right up there in the top 5.